morning and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Danny. As you can see from the title, today we're going to be doing a Q&A style video. I'm going to be bringing you guys along to my day. It's only 7:30 and I've just uploaded my Instagram story for the Q&A. As promised, it's February 1st. I don't know why my seatbelts. Hold on. Let's get comfy, guys. For those who don't know, I did a Bachelor of Design in Visual Communications. I haven't received my graduation certificate or anything, but I'm no longer studying, so I've been looking for a junior role and I didn't hear back from anyone. Oh my god, there's two little kitties. Wait, I need to show you. Oh, hello. Where was I? So I found an internship. I'm very grateful. I've been able to learn so much on the job. I've been at this internship for 3 weeks, 2 days a week. Yeah, that's me. I only uploaded the story like 15 minutes ago, but I did ask people to send me questions on Instagram over my past 2 videos. Shall we start on our first question? Did you have a job through uni, and if so, was it hard to juggle work and studies? Yes, I did have a job through uni. I was at uni 2 or 3 days a week most of the time, and then I was also working like 2 or 3 days. That was my schedule, but I wasn't doing the full load for a very long time. You're usually meant to do like 4 subjects. I decided to do only 3 subjects worth, which is still a full-time load. I decided to just drop one down because it was just gonna get a bit too much, and to find like that work-life balance or study-life balance was more important to me. Question number 2, what bag do you use? I've been using Marc Jacobs tote bag. It's just so handy. It's like the best size, just fits the laptop and fits so much other stuff in there, and it's nice and shallow. It's very easy to reach in for things. You can also put a shoulder strap on, and you can also just hold it on its own. Just finishing up work now. I'm gonna go meet Subin and we're gonna have lunch. How do you manage to stay on top of tasks? My only advice for that would be Notion, because Notion really helped me keep on top of everything that was going on in uni. Every week had a new page and I organized everything at the start of the semester so that it would help me stay on track. Get your hands on Notion, it would help you out so much. Chicken avocado roll, and your one was what again? Pork? Pork. Now we're sitting at Starbucks. I'm gonna do this Q&A. Someone asked, I'm gonna be studying at UTS next year. So excited. Any advice on making friends?
That's a hard question because I didn't have that many friends. I think you should really initiate and don't be afraid to talk to them first, because they're probably in the same position as you.
Usually people like to stick together,
Yeah.
but then like you have the few who just want to go in to class and then just leave.
Exactly.
So then if you just like make the first move, you'll be fine with making friends. There are lots of introverts, more than you think.
Yes.
And yeah, it should be easy to make friends like that.
I think they're on the same boat anyway, so
Yeah. Would you recommend social clubs in UTS?
I think, yeah, I definitely recommend, because I didn't really join social clubs, but I remember for orientation day, just seeing a number of different clubs that you can join, and you can really meet all kinds of people there. So that's one thing that I probably should have done when I was at uni. Definitely take advantage of that.
If there was one thing I was to like regret about uni, it would be not joining social clubs. We're both just go to class, go home, but then there's not much social life, and now that we're out,
It's like,
it's
we
so-
only have
yeah.
our friends.
The whole point of uni is to make connections.
That's true.
If you really think about it, I would say definitely make the first move and join some social clubs.
Yeah.
Thank you for your help. I'm sure they would really appreciate your insight.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah. Do you want more? Oh,
You can ask me
someone asked, was it worth it?
Was it worth it?
Was uni worth it?
Definitely. Yeah, it's definitely worth it. I mean, I got jobs, so I think that's worth it. Not everyone's goal is the same. It's not just a job. Yeah, it's not all about that. Like, it could be really an accomplishment or a promise that you make to yourself. Not just the work or the education, but it's more like the people that you meet. Like I wouldn't have met you
If it wasn't for uni.
And like I remember the first time we met. You know, you might find your long-term friends, and you might find something else that you might want to do for your life. And it doesn't have to be something related to your studies.
One of my struggles was, would it have been more worth it to just like work in a design studio, do that instead of uni? Still very grateful that I went to uni. You get all the backbones. You know how like the industry standard. If you're doing design, would highly, that's my iced chocolate. Okay, I hope you're
Okay, yeah, go get that.
Thank you, Subin, for your input. She literally came out to have lunch and then like give it insight. So thank you. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go sit up there.
Actually,
Yeah? Okay.
I would
How do
love
I
to
hold
see
it?
your perspective. Like this?
Yeah. Wow.
Oh wow, look at these stairs. These are probably not going to be good shots, but oh, it's so nice here. Voila. Oh, do you want to? I'll get a shot. Oh my gosh, I should study here.
Thank you. Alright, Subin, you're gonna go now.
Oh, this is so nice.
Alright guys, so Subin's gone back to work. She just came to join us for her lunch break. I'm gonna answer one more of your questions while we share this iced chocolate. Cheers. In one of your vlogs, I think you mentioned you only went to school 1 day a week. Was this a corona thing or a choice you made? I'm gonna be keeping this a bit down low because there's someone in the same room working, so I'm gonna try and keep quiet, basically. I started my uni journey doing business, and when I changed to design, I decided to do a credit transfer, and that just meant that I freed up a few slots, like electives, and it worked out perfectly because I was actually finding it really hard to juggle 4 units. By the time it came to my last year, I was already basically finished with most of my subjects. I also did take a gap right when Corona started, and it so happened that everything was going to go lockdown, everyone was going to go uni from home. So I kind of wish I just stayed and did uni from home, but if it wasn't for that period, I wouldn't have started YouTube. So my last semester, it was only 1 subject, which is very chill, and so I was very lucky. But with that being said, I've been in uni for like 5 years. I graduated high school in 2016. Which means if you calculate, you would know how old I am. I guess technically Corona did influence how I ended up doing 1 subject in my last semester. I just got a couple of entries come through. I never expected to see any. Okay, I'll probably blur it, but oh my gosh, guys, I actually have some entries. Thank you. Were most of your professors nice? Yes, most of the professors were nice. I won't speak for anyone else, but I've had no problems so far with my tutors. Was there a lot of walking that you had to do? Were your classes in different buildings? Compared to a lot of other unis like UCID or UNSW, there wasn't that much walking required because all the buildings are very close-knit. Like there are bridges and little walkways that connect the buildings together. So it's really not that much walking if you really think about it. Were your classes in different buildings? No, I would say my classes were all in one building. They were all in building 6. It is the design building, so it makes sense. But I do remember when I was doing business, I also had most of my classes in the design building and not in the business building, which did not make any sense to me. I think your classroom might depend on whatever's available, to my understanding. One specific good and not so good thing about UTS, I feel like it's really cool that UTS doesn't have a full-blown campus. I really like that I can just catch the train to Central Station, walk like 5 minutes, and I'm at my class. But with that being said, because there was no campus, it did feel like there was no real like student culture. If there was a campus, I would be more aware of the things that were happening around the uni. Actually, another thing I feel like is not so great, maybe it's just for the design faculty, there was no flexibility in class times, because I remember when I was studying business, I could choose a morning class or like an Arvo class, but when I was doing design, I actually had no choice. Like, they would just allocate us and we would only find out our class like the day before or the morning of our first day of the semester, and I feel like they were quite unprepared for us every semester. Best places to eat near Central/Redfern. Building 2 does have quite a lot of good food. Across the road is Central Park Mall. They also do have a food court in there. I think they are renovating. You also do have Spice Alley, which is also pretty cool. They're a little bit hidden. Otherwise, Chinatown. Last question, what to bring to uni? Definitely a laptop, a pen or a highlighter, and maybe a notebook. Thank you so much for sending in your questions. I got these questions from my IG story comments, and also I did ask you guys to DM me. I, to be honest, was not expecting any. If it wasn't for you guys, this video wouldn't have been possible. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, check out the student content over here or over here, and I'll see you guys in my next video.